Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. It's a very exciting night tonight. We're gonna see a great fight tonight. What do you guys think? Who do you think is gonna take over the division, the 154-pound division? Who do you think is gonna win and come out on top at the end of the day when the smoke clears? Right now, we have Jaron Boots Ennis is gonna fight Usima Lima tonight, and it's gonna be interesting because the guy looks like he's good, and this is the first time that Jaron Boots Ennis is fighting at the weight class. It's the first time that he's fighting at this weight class, but I was really impressed with Jaron Boots Ennis' performance with Stanionis. I think that was a really good performance on his behalf, and I think the 154-pound division is so stacked right now. We got Backroom Mutalev, who's 23-0 with 17 KOs. We also have Serhii Bohuchuk, who is 26-3 with 24 KOs. There's a lot of different scenarios. Zayas, Sebastian Fundora. There's so many different fights that can take place. Who do you guys think will actually come out on top? We got Jesus Ramos Jr. He only has one loss. I think he beat Lubin. It was a loss against Lubin. I'm just gonna wait to see if more fans go on live. There's nobody's on right now. I'm just waiting to see who comes on. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Tony also knows boxing. Yes. Who do you guys think is gonna come out on top? Jaron Boots Ennis, Xander Zayas, Jesus Ramos, Erickson Lubin, Virgil Ortiz, Backroom Mutazalev, who's 23-0 with 17 KOs. Who do you think is going to come out on top in the junior middleweight championship fight? As far as like at the end of the day, who do you think is going to take over? Who do you think is going to take over this division? I just want my fans to engage and to interact with me. Nobody's on yet. Subscribe to my channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Don't be afraid to click the like button. Don't be afraid to subscribe. Tonight, Jaron Boots Ennis is going to fight Usima Lima. It's a good fight, a good fight to test himself at 154-pound weight class. This is gonna show a little. This fight right here is gonna reveal if he's gonna do good at this weight class. At least it's like a test the waters type of fight. It's like testing the waters, with this fight, Usima Lima. Don't know too much about Usima Lima, but I feel that this fight is a good fight to test himself, to test the waters at least at the 154 weight class. What do you guys think? What are your predictions for this fight? What are your predictions for Jaron Boots Ennis versus Usima Lima? What round do you think Jaron Boots Ennis is gonna win, or do you think he's gonna win by decision? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Nobody's live yet. But when somebody comes live, I want somebody to give me their interaction and give me their feedback on what they think is gonna transpire in this fight with Jaron Boots Ennis versus Usima Lima. Who do you guys have winning? Frontline. What's going on, my brother? Thanks for tuning into my channel. Who do you think is going to come out on top in the 154 weight class division? It's a stacked division. A very stacked division. I have it on my phone right here. I'm going to check right now to double check. We have Sebastian Fundora, 23-1 with one draw and 15 KOs. So he has a loss. Sebastian does have a loss. He's a really good fighter. He's come a long way, and he's beat Tim Tszyu back-to-back fights. And due to Keith Thurman hurting himself and injuring himself, and now the tables have turned. Sebastian Fundora hurt himself instead of Keith one-time Thurman. That's just the way it is in boxing. If one thing doesn't happen, something else happens. Yes, Frontline, Chaito Roman just got robbed. Yeah, I saw the fight. I think he won, even though he got knocked down. I think he should have won the fight, but that's just the way it is. Sometimes when you knock down the fighter, they automatically give the fight to the fighter that knocked down the fighter. But I don't think it's right. I think he won. After he got up, he started boxing and he started using his jab, and he started working effectively after that. So yeah, Cheito Roman just got robbed, and that one judge with 98-91 needs to be fired. I agree, brother. I agree. I think Roman won the fight. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take it. You gotta do more than just dominate and win the rounds, but you gotta dominate and knock the other one down. I guess that's the way the judges see it, or I don't know. It's just like fights like that where you get knocked down. A lot of times they give the fight to the fighter who knocked the fighter down. But I agree with you. I think Roman won. He got robbed. Puerto Rican guy got robbed. But a lot of things like that happen in boxing. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Yeah, so we got in the junior middleweight division, we got Virgil Ortiz, 23-0 with 21 knockouts. Sebastian Fundora, 23-1 with 1 draw and 15 KOs. Israel Majimov, 10-2 with 1 draw and 7 KOs. Bakram Mutazalev, 23-0 with 17 KOs. Erickson Lubin, who was fighting Virgil Ortiz, 27-2 with 19 KOs. Xander Zayas, 22-0 with 13 KOs. Brandon Adams, 26-4 with 16 KOs. Jesus Ramos Jr., 23-1 with 19 KOs. Abbas Barrow, 17-1 with 9 KOs. Abbas Barrow, if you don't know who he is, he's the one that beat the Cuban undefeated fighter Tellez recently, and now he's fighting Xander Zayas. Let's see how Boots looks at 54. Yeah, let's see how he looks. He looked good. He looked great in his last performance against Tanyones at 147. But yeah, let's see how he looks at 154. Let's see how he looks at 154. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing, and we also have, last but not least, number 10 in the junior middleweight class, Serhiy Bohachuk, who actually fought Virgil Ortiz and actually beat Virgil Ortiz, but they gave the fight to Virgil Ortiz. If you've seen that fight, you know that Virgil Ortiz lost that fight. Okay, let's talk about Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora is a great fighter. I don't take nothing away from him, nothing at all. But if you look at the people that he lost to one fighter. The fighter's name is Brian Mendoza. Brian Mendoza lost to Tim Tszyu by unanimous decision. He lost to Serhiy Bohachuk, who actually beat Virgil Ortiz, but they gave the fight to Virgil Ortiz. And Brian Mendoza, who beat and knocked out Sebastian Fundora in the 7th round, also lost by unanimous decision to Jesus Ramos, the one that I think actually beat Lubin, Erickson Lubin, the one that's fighting Erickson Lubin, the one that's fighting Virgil Ortiz. So he actually lost to him. And Brian Mendoza actually lost to Larry Gomez by split decision. So this fighter, Brian Mendoza, who knocked out Sebastian Fundora in the 7th round, has 4 losses right now. He lost to Jesus Ramos Jr., the guy that beat Sebastian Fundora, Brian Mendoza. He lost to Jesus Ramos, and he lost to Larry Gomez, split decision. He lost to Serhiy Bohachuk, who actually, I think, beat Virgil Ortiz, and he lost to Tim Tszyu by unanimous decision. So the guy that beat him lost 4 times, to some decent fighters, good fighters. I'm not taking that away from him, but he can be beat. Sebastian Fundora can be beat. But Sebastian Fundora, the guy that beat Sebastian Fundora, Brian Mendoza, Sebastian Fundora was actually beating him most of the rounds until he got knocked out in the 7th round. He was winning the fight until that point. So will he rematch that guy, Sebastian Fundora, Brian Mendoza? I don't know. I don't think so. But he should, to prove that it wasn't a fluke. that it was a fluke that this guy got lucky, but Sebastian Fundora could get knocked out. That's why I look at it like Xander Zayas has a chance to beat Sebastian Fundora, but styles do make fights, and I feel like that would be an intriguing fight. But do you think that Sebastian Fundora is going to fight Xander Zayas after Xander Zayas beats Abbas Barao? Well, we don't know how that's going to turn out. Abbas Barao is he's a dangerous fighter. He beat Tellers. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You think that Sebastian Fundora will fight after he fights Keith Thurman in January, because they postponed the fight because Sebastian Fundora hurt his hand. So now the fight and the undercard is going to be rescheduled. It's postponed. It's not canceled. It's going to be rescheduled for January 2026. So who do you think is going to come out on top at the 154-pound weight class? Who do you think is going to come out on top? Let me know in the comments. Front line. Let's see how Boots looks at 54. Yeah. I just need more people to come in and give me their opinion and give me their feedback. Who do they think is going to come out on top at the 154 weight class division? There's so much going on. And then Sebastian Fundora also got a draw against Jamonte Clark, who's 16-2 with 1 draw and 7 KOs. So these are not great fighters. Jamonte Clark, he's not a great fighter, but I see that these fighters that are on top right now, they have some questionable opponents that actually beat them. Opponents that you don't see them as elite, but I'm telling you, this 154 weight class division is so compelling and so intriguing because we don't know who's gonna really come out on top. Right now, Jaron Boots Ennis seems like the most talented one in the division, but we don't know how effective he's gonna be at this weight class. We know that he's not gonna fight Terrence Crawford. That boat has sailed away, and they used to talk about it before. A couple of years ago, like a year ago, they used to always talk about how would that fight look between Terrence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis. Well, right now, I don't think Jaron Boots Ennis is. I don't think Terrence Crawford has any plans to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. I don't think he's gonna go down to 154. I think he'll probably go to 160 and fight. Try to go for the unification of Janibek and versus Erislandy Lara and Carlos Adames. I think that he would do good in that weight class, and he can make history and win in a 4th weight class. I think he could win in a 4th weight class and make be a unified champion in the 4th weight class and make history. I think that's an interesting strategy if they actually do that. If they actually make if his team, if Crawford's team, Buck Crawford's team decides to fight in the 160-pound division, I think that's a smart move. I think Buck Crawford could hold his own in that division. What do you guys think? Do you think Buck Crawford will do good at 160 and conquer all the weight, all the belts in that division with the current fighters, Carlos Adames, Janibek, and Erislandy Lara? We don't know what's gonna happen in this weight class, but do you think Jaron Boots Ennis is gonna fight the winner of Abbas Barao versus Xander Zayas? It's gonna take place in Puerto Rico next year, January 10th. Do you think that it seems like that's gonna transpire because Jaron Boots Ennis right now is fighting for the interim WBA. WBA. And the full champion of the WBA is Abbas Barao. He became the full champion because Terrence Buck Crawford vacated the weight class, so he's not going back to that weight class, to 154. So I feel that's the reason why they moved him up to full champion status. He wasn't the regular champion no more. Now he's actually the full champion, Abbas Barao, who beat the Cuban guy, Tellers. So the interim championship that Jaron Boots Ennis is fighting against this guy Usima Lima, it eventually will lead to the full champion, which is Abbas Barral. So, do you guys think that Jaron Boots Ennis is going to fight the winner of Xander Zayas, Abbas Barral winner? Do you think that's going to take place? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Salute Frontline. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Don't be afraid to click that like button. Yes, right now I'm getting ready to watch the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis versus Usima Lima. Who do you guys think is going to win the fight? I know who's going to win the fight, Jaron Boots Ennis, but, you know, a lot of things can happen in boxing. Boxing is very unpredictable. But do you think that Jaron Boots Ennis is going to win by decision or by knockout? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Yeah, so the junior middleweight champ division is very interesting. It's similar to the 140 weight class division. A lot of great things are happening in that weight class as well. And, you know, we already heard that Lamont Roach called out Subriel Matias at the 140-pound division. And, you know, Ryan Garcia is trying to get in the mix. And I hope he doesn't mess up that opportunity for Subriel Matias to get a fight with Lamont Roach, because Lamont Roach is fighting for the interim WBC championship against Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So the interim championship leads to the real championship, full championship belt. That's what it does. So if you know, the only reason that the championship fight won't take place with WBC and interim WBC is if the fighter gets injured in the WBC or he can't make the fight for whatever reason, for business reasons. And so in this case, I believe that Subriel Matias would take the fight against Lamont Roach Jr. He would take the fight, you know, in a second. But I don't know if Ryan Garcia is going to try to mess up that opportunity, because, you know, if Ryan Garcia was talking to Lamont Roach on the show, and he was saying that he would fight him and etc. And then they asked Lamont Roach if he would fight Ryan Garcia, but I don't think Ryan Garcia deserves a fight with Lamont Roach, because he has Rolly Romero problems. So why the hell would he be qualified to fight for a championship if he lost to Rolly Romero? Rolly Romero is a overrated fighter, very overrated. Yes, he boxed really good against Ryan Garcia, but who is Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia is nobody special. He's one-dimensional. But maybe I just think he has enough skills to beat somebody like Ryan Garcia. Now, I don't think he can beat a Lamont Roach or Subriel Matias. I think Subriel Matias, in spite of what they say about him, that he don't have defense, he does have defense to an extent. He does a lot of good things in the ring, and I think he has potential to beat Lamont Roach, but I don't know. That right there, I can't really say that 100% because Lamont Roach is no joke, and Lamont Roach has the skills to give Subriel Matias problems. But I wouldn't count Subriel Matias out. He beat Puello. Puello's a boxer, but is he a better boxer than Lamont Roach? I don't think so. But he is a good boxer. He has boxing pedigree. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But what do you think about the 154-pound weight class? Who's gonna come out on top? Who do you think is gonna come out on top? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Yes, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Bakram Murtazalayev is as good as advertised, or we don't really know too much about him? But there's a few people like Sergio Mora says that Bakram Murtazalayev, he's really high on him. He says that he's really dangerous, but other people say otherwise. Like the people that the commentators that work with Sergio Mora in the zone, they don't agree with him. But it remains to be seen what Bakram Murtazalayev has and what kind of elite fighter he is, if he is an elite fighter or if he isn't. We don't know until he actually gets in the ring and proves it against these fighters. Jaron Boots Ennis, we got to see how he does tonight. We don't know how he's going to look against Sebastian Fundora because styles make fights. So Serhii Bohachuk, he has 26-3 with 24 knockouts, but he's beatable. He has power, but I think he beat Virgil Ortiz, but they gave the fight to Virgil Ortiz. He knocked down Virgil Ortiz 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. So what do you guys think? You know, this division is very intriguing. Erickson Lubin's fighting Virgil Ortiz. Jesus Ramos fighting in his weight class as well. And I think Jesus Ramos was robbed in the Erickson Lubin fight. I think he beat Erickson Lubin. I think they robbed Jesus Ramos Jr. I really like Jesus Ramos Jr. He only has 1 loss. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Xander Zayas is going to fight? Do you think that he's going to fight Jaron Boots Ennis? What do you guys think? Let me know. I don't think they're going to fight him right away. I don't think his team is going to put him in the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis. I don't think Xander Zayas is – I don't know. I don't think he's ready for that kind of fight, but we got to see how he looks tonight. If he looks good tonight, I can make a better assessment whether Xander Zayas has a chance or not. But right now, I think Xander Zayas, the plans that they will have with him is to either fight the winner of Erickson Lubin versus Virgil Ortiz, or probably pick the weakest link or maybe the less known link in, you know, Mutazalev, you know, the Russian fighter. You know, they might choose him. They might choose him because they feel like he's easy pickings. I don't know. And he has a good record. He's 23-0 with 17 KOs. So they might choose him after they beat Abbas Barral, which is not guaranteed because Abbas Barral, he's no joke. He's very relentless and methodical. But I think Xander Zayas has the style to outbox him and outclass him. I really do think that Xander Zayas is on another level. He just has to show it, and I think with time and experience, he's going to look a lot better than in his last fight. He looked great. It's just he got the job done, but it didn't wow people as far as like knocking out Jose Garcia. That's what a lot of people wanted to see, but I feel like he dominated him, and he could have knocked him out, but he chose to like just stay on the back foot and keep jabbing and keep throwing combinations on him, uppercuts and hooks, because he did throw a lot of jabs and hooks, and he used his footwork and he showed his versatility and his boxing pedigree. So I feel like a lot of people that talk crap about Xander Zayas' performance, they just hating on him and they're not being fair. Especially the Mexicans that say negative things about him, like Julio Cesar Chavez. I feel like they're hating on him, and they just know that Puerto Ricans are on another level when it comes to boxing, and they have to give the credit where it's due. And I think that Xander Zayas, he looked really, really good his last performance. He didn't wow anybody, but I think it was an impressive fashion the way he won. But it would have been better if he would have got a knockout. But sometimes you live and you learn, and I think that he got more experience, and I think in the next fights coming on from this point forward, he's going to show a lot more than what he's shown. But he's shown a lot of great versatility and great boxing skills, and I feel like with time he's just going to be greater. And Xander Zayas is going to prove a lot of people wrong, but I don't know how effective he's going to be at 154 with all the fighters that are in the weight class. But I think that he can beat Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz is a dangerous fighter, but I think that Virgil Ortiz fight with Xander Zayas is a very winnable fight for Xander Zayas. It's a dangerous fight, of course, but I think Virgil Ortiz is one-dimensional, and I think that Xander Zayas could be poison for him because he boxes really good. And remember, Serhii Bohachuk actually beat him, knocked him down 2 times. He has a lot of power, though. So, and he can be hit, he can be touched. Will Xander Zayas be able to do that to Virgil Ortiz? That remains to be seen. He has the speed, and he has the skills, and he has the versatility to actually give him trouble. I think so. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the 154-pound weight division? It's a very interesting division. Very, very excited about this division and excited about the opportunities that Rima Sports is going to give Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas is going to have more visibility with this Rima Sports. And I don't know if Top Rank is going to be working together with Rima Sports. Most likely, yes. But I'm just speculating. I don't really know what platform Bob Arum is going to use to actually promote his fights. Like he don't work with ESPN no more. You know, they already expired for him. They're not doing boxing no more, ESPN. So now he has to look for another outlet to put his fights out. And I think that he's gonna do well. Bob Arum, God bless him. I think he's 90 years old. So God bless him. And subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Yeah, I'm a little tired right now. I'm not as energetic as I usually am. But yeah, I just want everybody to know that I'm excited about this division, the junior middleweight division. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to come out on top in this weight class and why? Give me your reasons in the comments. I'm going to sign out, and thanks for Frontline for tuning in and being on my live. I appreciate it. Let's see how Boots looks at 54. That's what Frontline just said a few minutes ago. Yes, one love to everybody subscribing to my channel. I got a sore throat. Yep, I'm drinking a lot of lime and water. Gotta take care of my health. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. I got more interviews coming as well. More interviews. Abisai Cotto. I got Malik Quinones. I also have Joey Borrero. He's gonna fight October 17th. And when he comes back from winning that fight, I'm gonna interview him again. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Don't be afraid of the